Once upon a time, in a small village in Nigeria, there lived a beautiful girl named Ada. Ada had the most charming smile and kind heart. Everyone loved her. One day, a very wealthy man named Chinedu came to the village. Chinedu had big houses, fancy cars, and lots of money. He saw Ada and thought she was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. He decided he wanted to marry her. Chinedu went to Ada's parents and asked for her hand in marriage. They were very happy because Chinedu was rich and kind. Ada and Chinedu had a big, beautiful wedding. There was music, dancing, and lots of food. Everyone in the village came to celebrate. Ada wore a lovely white dress, and Chinedu looked handsome in his suit. They were so happy. After the wedding, Ada moved to the city with Chinedu. They lived in a big, beautiful house. Ada had everything she could ever want. She had nice clothes, jewelries, and delicious food. Chinedu treated her like a queen. But there was one strange thing about Chinedu. He always went to bed very early and locked the bedroom door. Ada thought this was a little odd, but she loved Chinedu so much that she didn't question it. She believed he had to get up early for work and needed his rest. Every night, Ada would kiss Chinedu goodnight and go to sleep in another room. One night, after 7 years of marriage, Ada heard a strange noise coming from Chinedu's bedroom. It sounded like something slithering on the ground. She was curious, but also a little scared. She wanted to know what was making that noise, but she didn't want to disturb Chinedu. The next morning, Ada asked Chinedu about the noise. Chinedu smiled and said, "Oh, my dear Ada, you must have been dreaming. There was no strange noises in this house." Ada trusted Chinedu, so she believed him and forgot about it. Weeks later, every night, Ada heard the same strange noise. She started to get worried. One night, she decided to stay awake and see what was happening. She hid behind the curtains in the living room, waiting for Chinedu to go to bed. When Chinedu went to his bedroom, Ada quietly followed him. She peeked through the keyhole and saw something unbelievable. Chinedu was turning into a giant python. His skin was changing and his body was becoming long and scaly. Ada was so scared that she ran back to her room and locked the door. The next morning, Ada pretended everything was normal, but inside she was very scared and confused. She didn't know what to do. She loved Chinedu, but how could she live with a man who turned into a python every night? She decided to visit a wise old woman in the village named Mama Nkechi. Mama Nkechi was known for her wisdom and knowledge of mysterious things. Ada traveled back to the village and told Mama Nkechi everything. Mama Nkechi listened carefully and then said, "My child, your husband is under a curse. He was turned into a python by a powerful sorcerer. The only way to break this curse is to find the sorcerer and make him reverse the spell." Ada was determined to save her husband. She asked Mama Nkechi where she could find the sorcerer. Mama Nkechi gave her a small charm for protection and told her to go to the deep forest where the sorcerer lived. Ada thanked Mama Nkechi and started her journey. The forest was dark and scary. Ada could hear the sound of wild animals and the rustling of leaves. She was very scared, but she kept going. After walking for many hours, she finally reached a small hut in the middle of the forest. The hut looked old and creepy. Ada took a deep breath and knocked on the door. The door cracked open, and an old man with a long beard and piercing eyes stood in the doorway. "Who are you and what do you want?" he asked in a goofy voice. Ada gathered all her courage and said, "I am Ada and I need your help. My husband, Chinedu, is under a curse. He turns into a python every night. Please, can you help us? The sorcerer laughed a wicked laugh. Haha, why should I help you? What do I get in return? He asked. Ada thought for a moment and then said, I will give you anything you want. Just please help my husband. The sorcerer's eyes glittered with greed. Very well, he said, I will help you, but you must bring me the rare golden flower that grows on the highest mountain. Only then will I be Vasticus. Ada knew it would be a difficult task, but she was determined to save Chinedu. She left the sorcerer's hut and started her journey to the highest mountain. The path was steep and rocky. Ada climbed and climbed, never giving up. She was tired and hungry, but she kept going. Finally, she reached the top of the mountain. There, she saw the rare golden flower. It was beautiful and shiny. Ada carefully picked the flower and started her journey back to the sorcerer's hut. When Ada returned to the sorcerer's hut, she handed the golden flower. The sorcerer smiled a wicked smile and said, You have done well, Ada. Now, I will keep my promise. He took the flower and started chanting strange words. The air around them became cold, and a bright light filled the room. The sorcerer looked at Ada and said, The curse is broken. Your husband will no longer turn into a python. But remember, there is always a price for magic. Be careful, Ada. Ada thanked the sorcerer and quickly returned home. She was so happy and couldn't wait to see Chinedu. When she got home, Chinedu was waiting for her. He looked normal and human. Ada hugged him tightly and told him everything that had happened. Days turned into weeks, and everything seemed normal. Chinedu was no longer turning into a python at night. Ada was happy, and their life was peaceful. But deep inside, Ada couldn't forget the sorcerer's warning. She wondered what the price of the spell was. One day, as they were having dinner, Chinedu looked at Ada with worried eyes. Ada, I feel strange. I don't know what's happening to me, he said. Ada's heart raced with fear. She remembered the sorcerer's word and knew that something was wrong. Chinedu started to feel weaker and weaker each day. He couldn't eat or sleep well. Ada was very worried and didn't know what to do. She decided to visit Mama Nkechi again and ask for her help. Mama Nkechi listens to Ada's stories and said, The sorcerer's magic always comes with a price. We must find out what it is and how to stop it. Ada and Mama Nkechi decided to visit the sorcerer together. They traveled to the deep forest and knocked on the door of the old hut. The sorcerer opened the door and looked at them with a wicked grin. Ah, Ada and Mama Nkechi, what brings you back to my humble home? He asked. Mama Nkechi spoke firmly. We know there's a price for the spell you cast. Chinedu is very ill and we need to know how to save him. The sorcerer laughed and said, Ah, yes, the price. The golden flower you gave me was not enough. You must bring me something even more precious. Only then will Chinedu be saved. Ada's eyes filled with tears. Please, tell us what we need to do, she pleaded. The sorcerer looked at her with cold eyes and said, You must bring me the heart of a rare white lion that lives in the deep forest. Only then will I save your husband. Ada and Mama Nkechi knew that this would be a very dangerous task. The white lion was known to be fierce and powerful, but Ada was determined to save Chinedu. She and Mama Nkechi prepared for the journey and set out into the deep forest. The forest was dark and full of strange noises. They walked for hours, searching for the white lion. Suddenly, they heard a loud roar. They followed the sound and saw the majestic white lion. It was huge and powerful, with glowing eyes. Ada and Mama Nkechi knew they had to be very careful. They approached the lion slowly and tried to talk to it. Please, great lion, we need your help to save Chinedu. Ada said with a trembling voice. The lion looked at them with kind eyes and seemed to understand, but it also knew it had to protect itself. The lion roared loudly and charged at them. Ada and Mama Nkechi fought bravely, using all their strength and courage. The battle was fierce and lasted for a long time. Finally, they managed to defeat the lion and took its heart. Ada and Mama Nkechi returned to the sorcerer's hut with the lion's heart. They were tired and wounded, but they were determined to save Chinedu. The sorcerer took the heart and started chanting strange words again. The air became cold and a bright light filled the room. The sorcerer looked at Ada and said, "The spell is complete. Chinedu will be saved. But remember, magic always comes with a price. Be prepared for what is to come." Ada thanked the sorcerer and quickly returned home. Chinedu was waiting for her, looking very weak. Ada hugged him tightly and told him everything that had happened. The next morning, Chinedu woke up feeling strong and healthy again. Ada was overjoyed and thanked Mama Nkechi for her help. Chinedu and Ada lived happily in their big house. They were very happy to be together. Ada never forgot the hard journey she took to save Chinedu. Chinedu was very thankful to Ada for her love and bravery. The moral lesson of this story: Ada learned that true love is very strong. It can face many problems and still be strong. Ada also learned that it is important to be brave and never give up, even when things are scary. Being brave can help solve problems. So remember to be kind and brave like Ada. Love each other and never give up, no matter what happens. Another interesting story is dropping soon. Subscribe to this channel for you not to miss it. It is free.